of that genre, whether it be Bollywood dancing clips or people doing Bollywood dancing, or some Indian characters doing some comedy sketching. And it was the same as watching what I normally watch, except it was different people, but they were all speaking English. And I'm like, when did this happen? Okay. And then, so that was a short bout. And when I went back in again, it was back to the normal US, UK type of, it's definitely sort of a race thing going on TikTok. They've somehow customized it based on something that I don't know. But yeah, I've noticed there's, it's got some massive engine behind it that picks up on your habits, because I'm watching a lot of comedy stuff, golf, funny stuff. It's all funny stuff. I have less of the dancing these days where people are doing the dancing. It's much more comedy and golden retrievers, because I have a golden retriever and I can't help myself watching a golden retriever dog
videos.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the kind of things that pop up. Lots of sports stuff, you know, classicals or random, but they seem to, oh, for God's sake. It's quite funny if you can still hear me, because what's just popped up is from my service providers is we are celebrating our anniversary. You've been selected as a winner for today's free prize. Click here to claim the prize. And I'm like,
that is funny. That is funny.
We tried to phone them this week to try and sort this out. On hold for 2.5 hours. Never got through. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
No, what actually went down?
How does that work? Yeah. Yeah.
The chopper.
What?
Wow, that's impressive.
If you get it right, otherwise it's a day from hell. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm.
Yep. No, no, I haven't. I'm resisting because I know, like, I'm I'm going through the addiction to Twitter phase. So
Twitter.
it is, yeah. Twitter is a very angry platform. Like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
like people want to fight. People want to argue. Like even if you don't have a point of view, people will still argue that that you're wrong. As if they got one. That's like it's
Mm.
funny. I think like platforms like TikTok's got a and like Instagram's got a niche. TikTok is just videos, right?
No, man, it's a way of life. It's a way of life. It's not just videos.
So, guys, did you see the news about TikTok that US is planning to ban TikTok completely?
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, look, they do exactly the same stuff with Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social media platforms. But I guess the difference is whether they're using that information to sort of like I just heard myself twice.
Carry on.
Okay. So I think the only difference now is that because the services and the servers are hosted in China, so they don't want any any possible influence that TikTok might have on yeah on their population. What's your take on that?
I don't know. I mean, this is just pure, this is ripe for conspiracy theorists. I mean, on paper, yes, you can make all this sort of stuff up and then probably be some elements of truth in it. But how will
Mhm.
we ever know? And actually, how much control do we have of any application being hosted anywhere in the world?
We don't. We don't.
Exactly.
It's a
Well,
good
vet
point,
at the
huh?
beginning or during their life, because you can set something up for vetting pass, but yeah, as soon as you've been vetted and your application's been accepted, you can then go and change the back end configurations.
And I mean,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
mean,
but you can
sorry.
move your content and you can change the configuration of your network and your accessibility and all of that. Where the destination data is and how it's manipulated is changeable, right? You can create something that's going to pass the test. That's what my point is. But in a week later, after you launch the app, you can change the configuration and nobody will be any wiser.
I guess also another thing is that like all the servers that actually store their user data is located outside of the US, and US doesn't have any control over what happens on those servers, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you can trace route your life away trying to find out where the stuff is.
But like I don't know, like who would be interested in sifting through the information on millions and millions of users? I guess that's what data analytics are for, and this is where we're going, like in long term. But like, what is the point? I mean, what secret information are you gonna find about a person from their TikTok profile, Andrew?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Well, now we're getting into location. We're getting into location stuff, right? So they can tell where you are, how long you're there for. They've already got a profile that you might be military.
Yeah, but like, how do you expect, like this to go down? Let's say like a Navy SEAL team on a special mission somewhere, in, like in the Middle East. All of a sudden, the dude whips up his military phone and says, "Guys, let's just update our TikTok profiles."
Yeah.
I think they're overreacting. I think they're trying to push TikTok consumer base, at least the US-based TikTok consumer base, onto onto other platforms like Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, I suppose when you start cross-referencing, right? So you might be
Yeah.
on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, Instagram. Your preferences, they're going to be able to finely tune.
Yeah.
If they take your profile across all of it. And but then what does that get you? What does that give you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At all.
Nice.
OBS Studio. Is my voice coming through? That is so weird. That is so weird. I think it's a smart move from Microsoft. I think it's a really smart move. I think if they buy the TikTok's US operations, they will definitely manage to grow that. And there's no way that it could be banned as a service. But I don't think TikTok would want to sell their US-based consumer base, so to speak. I think they would like to hammer out some sort of a deal where they still remain like a silent partner. That's a good question. That's a good question. I've got no idea. I guess separating the service and migrating all one cloud to another.
So what, so not replicating the data across different regions, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I got my voice back. I got my voice back.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. You sound more squeaky.
Oh, do I? Sorry. It's my Mickey Mouse voice. So Lester, what do you?
I think
I
Lester's
was
frozen.
going to say,
Lester's
what is
frozen.
Lester looking at so intently, or is he frozen? He's frozen.
You know, like that song from Madonna,
Yeah, which one?
Frozen.
Frozen. Ah, Lester's back. Welcome back,
I
Lester.
lost you guys because my connection didn't change.
It must be Skype then. You see, you're glitching
It
again.
must be Skype.
Your video has disappeared.
That's.
Someone disappeared, and he's back again.
I'm still here.
No, well, that's the thing is, you know what it
Nothing
does.
changed on my side.
You know what it does on my side is that you go into a small little window. In other words, your window reduces, and then I heard like when you connect or disconnect on Skype, it makes that little ding. It did that, yeah. Anyway, let's not labor the point.
So yeah.
So I mean, if Microsoft decides to buy TikTok, I suppose that's a good thing. But I was just trying to work out. I mean, what does that actually get them? What are the restrictions? So Microsoft buys it.
Yeah, but
so what do they say?
Microsoft's been doing data and analytics for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they
data
just use the
centers.
same thing to the American company.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So what? I mean,
I've lost you guys again.
Have you lost us?
I'm still with you.
I'm still here.
Still with you.
I can still Lester. I can hear Lester. Are we gone, Lester? Geez, technology.
I think Lester's neighbor. Is streaming from.
Yeah,
his line.
is hacking
sure.
in there.
Yeah, there.
Or maybe he's watching the Weekend Craic. Poor guy. What was I going to say now? We were talking about TikTok. I was just looking at what companies Microsoft's
Must
bought.
be Saturday morning.
What Microsoft's bought over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So they've bought LinkedIn,
Yep.
Skype, Minecraft.
Yep.
What else did they buy? I don't know. I can't remember. I've lost it now. Anyway, has Lester gone completely now? Is Lester back? No? Okay.
I think Microsoft bought a lot of companies.
Are you Googling it there?
Yep. They recently, not recently, like in the last 10 or so years, acquired about 225 different companies. 107 of them were based in the US.
Okay. And which ones are well known to us or that we would find interesting?
Let me check. There's a lot of internet service providers and internet software companies. There's some gaming stuff. There's some encryption stuff. There's some cable TV stuff. I think you mentioned the famous ones like Skype. Yeah, there's just too much.
Is it too much?
I don't recognize any of these. Any of these.
But Lester, we
Have
can
you guys
still
ever
hear
heard
you.
of Yammer?
I must just send a message to Lester and say that we can still hear him.
Have you guys ever heard of Yammer?
Yes.
What was that used for? It says Yammer is a freemium enterprise social networking service used for private and organizations. Access to Yammer network is determined by the user's internet domain, so that only individuals with an approved email addresses may join the respective networks.
Yeah, our company is activated with that. I was using it for a while, but not many people were using it. Yeah.
Okay. Is it like similar to MS Teams?
No. It's like a chat app. It's like Skype or whatever, but just for the company. I suppose like Slack. I suppose.
Oh, okay.
I see.
So
Talking
like
about that, I see Slack is taking Microsoft to court on anti-competition issues. because they're saying that MS Teams is part of the Office package, and now it's being forced on the users, and it's like that whole internet browser war kind of situation that they had before. Yeah, check that out. So.
Interesting. So they're basically using the case with Internet Explorer to apply in the context of basically productivity and networking.
Yeah. I think I just broke my keyboard.
You just break your keyboard?
I think so. No, I think it survived.
Okay. So, in other interesting news, I don't know if you saw the article I posted. Intel is getting hammered.
Yeah.
It's a news that's particularly close to my heart because, like, you guys do know that, like, I'm a huge AMD fan. So
no, really, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never mentioned it before. Oh, I didn't know that about you.
Andrew knows. Like, I've managed to convince them to migrate to AMD with his recent upgrade, and I think he made a really good decision.
Yeah.
I should have waited.
Yeah.
Why?
Because now Intel's going to be a lot cheaper.
But you're still getting, like, really old tech.
No. But the thing is that you would be able to get the same... you could buy Intel processors that are performing the same as the AMD for less.
What's the story behind Intel? Is it because they are a major chip manufacturer in the US? I always thought their stuff was
global.
Other parts of the world.
No, they global manufacturer, but with CPUs, only 2 companies are allowed to hold like an R&D design for the CPU sort of architecture, and both of them are actually based in the US. Even AMD is based in the US.
Sure.
Technically.
So what's the problem here? What's changed?
So the big change is that so there's currently like a speed war and war for the size of the transistors between the 2 manufacturers, the AMD and the Intel. Intel basically dominates the market with like 75%. Could be wrong, but like with 75% market share, with AMD holding a very minor stake of like 20%.
Exactly. Yeah.
And AMD has been making like really good progress with their 7nm architecture, both in the.
Okay, hold on. Before you get into the specific details, I just want to understand what's the number one thing for Intel to change their positioning this week?
Nothing.
Nothing. They can't.
It would probably take them 6 months to a year to realize any strategic changes.
Yeah, but their price dropped, right?
Yeah, 16%. I mean, 16% is actually not that much.
They're still a market leader. It'll bounce back.
I
think they just... The other thing I was going to put in here was, if you think back to when the IT era really came to being, right? It was driven by the hardware, and the software guys had to always fit in with the limitations of the hardware, or they had to keep up with the architecture of the hardware, right? And then it all changed. The hardware and the likes of Intel had to keep up with the software demands because they surpassed it. And that's where we are now, where the software side of things is more and more demanding, so that the hardware guys need to keep. They're on a constant, never-ending battle of trying to keep up, reinvent, engineer, keep up faster. And I just think we're getting to that point where they can't do that anymore. They're running out of ideas, and they're now going to have to think of different ways of approaching it. Get away from the silicon-based stuff.
Well, I mean, there was lots of talk about them moving over to Diamond for replacing silicon chips with Diamond, because they can the heat can run a lot cooler and something like that. I don't know if you know much about that, Oleg.
No. I didn't realize. I didn't realize they were trying to basically replace the silicon with like carbon.
Yeah, they were talking about.
Carbon structure.
Yeah, they were talking about using synthetic diamonds.
That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
there's actually been a lot of that, because a part of the problem with the existing approach is trying to cool it all.
Yes.
Because it generates so much
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah.
And that's been a lot of the challenge. And there's actually been some good stuff coming out of US universities that I've seen. You know, like what was the one? There's some black dust residue from lasers cutting through something. I can't remember exactly. This is going back a few years. But there was always this black dust residue, and they're like, what are we going to do with this? And then some guy swept it all up and made it into a paste, and then he found that this dust had chemicals that is ultra cooling. You couldn't heat it up.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
And it's like, what?
Wow.
And now it's like, well, no, if you start applying this, whatever it is, this black miracle laser dust, the applications of it are almost endless.
Yeah, that's...
You know, I think we're going to see this kind of stuff coming through. Whether even on the organic side, where they're trying to organic computing, there's a lot of stuff that's happened that nobody knows about, and I think we might start seeing some of these technologies starting to merge.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway.
So I think the next giant leap in computing is going to be like quantum computing.
Yeah. I think so as well.
So, well,
But we're still.
So look, I mean, the thing is, I mean, just talking about the hardware versus software thing, like you were saying, Lester, is that software is becoming, is driving the market, okay? But where is the majority of the hardware sitting? It's sitting in data centers, right, around the world.
Yeah.
So that's
Good for me.
So it's not home computing hardware that's the big winner anymore, the big spinner.
Yeah.
It's the enterprise grade, server grade stuff that's driving that's generating the revenue, I would imagine, and the software as a service, the cloud computing, the Azures of the world and the AWS and Google Cloud and all the products that are hosted on there. And then the next thing is mobile devices. Because once I've got a mobile device and someone's written an app for me, all the back-end work is being done on the cloud with some processing locally on my device. So, because I mean, also the thing is that, I mean, a lot of products that I use are not really sitting on my computer. They're sitting on the cloud. I'm using the browser and I'm connecting to some server. So anyway, that's just my point. Yeah, I just Googled it here. It says that diamonds can run 5 times hotter than silicon without degrading the performance and is more easily cooled, with 22 times the heat transfer efficiency of silicon to tolerate higher voltages before breaking down, and the electrons can move faster through them.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and they're saying here, why diamonds, not silicone, may power your next phone. And
so they're actually thinking about application for the mobile tag. That would make sense.
Yeah. And then it's saying AI-guided material changes could lead to diamond CPUs. And this was last year, February, this article. So it's diamond semiconductor chips are now being used in some military applications.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I hope Bruce Cleaver's listening. I'm sure he's aware of what's happening. Anyway.
It's great for diamond mining companies.
Yeah. No name is mentioned. See, I don't know anyone that works in the diamond industry. Do you?
No, it's a niche market.
Yeah, niche market. So we're not privileged enough to be friends with people that work in the diamond industry.
No, there's a code. You can't just crash that party.
Yeah. It's like when you work for a diamond company, it's like you're almost a secret agent in MI6.
Don't say those words. I'll get cut off again.
What, by De Beers or by by MI6?
Stop saying those words, man.
Both.
Bleep.
I can hear the chopper. I can hear the chopper already en route to.
Yeah, and
Lester's
it's Nicky Oppenheimer's helicopter.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move away from some technical shit and let's talk some like light-hearted stuff. So on Monday, I don't know what you guys were doing on Monday, but apparently it was take your houseplant for a walk day.
Really?
Yes. Geez, imagine.
I just got cut off again.
Oh, did you? So you missed the punchline. So Lester, did you take your houseplant for a walk?
What was Monday?
Did you take your houseplant for a walk? Houseplant for a walk.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I didn't, and that's another year gone by. I've missed it.
Yeah. Now imagine if you were taking your
plants.
dog for a walk, and you saw some guy on the other side of the road walking down the sidewalk with his bonsai in his arm. What would you have thought? Or his cactus?
He's stolen it from somewhere.
Would you have realized that it was take your houseplant for a walk appreciation day?
The thought would not have
Crossed your mind, yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Actually, I almost had a car accident a couple of weekends back. And I was driving on the road, and there's always dog walkers on the pavement. And then at the corner of my eye, something wasn't right. And I looked, and on the lead with a dog, there was two animals going for a walk. One was a dog, and one was a pig. But it was just so.
That is
weird.
weird.
It's fine, but it's not what you expect to see. And I was like, "What the hell is that?" Swerving as I did that, I veered into the opposite lane and almost had a head-on collision. But
that is hectic.
I haven't seen it since. I only live in a small
Village.
very village.
So it's unexpected even by the countryside standards.
Yeah, man. Pigs are there for bacon. We're in the country. This is a farming area.
All pigs are not safe.
This is
But
not the city where
apparently,
you keep exotic pets.
pigs are as intelligent as dogs. Like, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's a myth, but apparently pigs are pretty intelligent.
I'm sure they are. Along with
Managed to escape the pig farms, though.
so like when you start talking about this kind of stuff, I start thinking about books that we used to read when we were in school, like Animal Farm.
Yeah.
Animal farm.
Yeah.
Weren't the pigs the guys that were in charge at some stage
They were.
in
they
the
were,
Animal
yeah.
Farm? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Smart pigs. Anyway, today.
So the storybooks say.
Yeah, so the
What's
storybooks say. Today is the 1st of August. Bummer.
Today, we're officially en route to spring, huh?
Yeah, like 1 month away from spring. Eh?
That means I'm 1 month away from autumn.
So how?
It was 36 degrees here yesterday.
Yeah, so I was watching the practice for the Formula One yesterday because they're at Silverstone, right? And I mean, the guy was saying that the air temperature outside was 35 degrees, which is pretty damn toasty. And the track temperature was almost 50 degrees, 49 degrees. And
For Silverstone.
yeah, and shit, those guys were sliding all over the place. They weren't getting the grip, and their tires were taking a hammering. I mean, every time the guy spun out, the one guy that I saw in the practice, his tires delaminated. Just from one spin.
Yeah, but you just don't expect that sort of temperature at Silverstone.
No.
Today is more like it. Today's 25.
Okay.
And that's more
Okay.
for a good day at Silverstone. And that would be the norm.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what because I got the third practice today, and then qualifying this afternoon. I see one of the drivers has tested positive for COVID. So he's been quarantined and sent home, and they've got a spare driver in his car this weekend. So that makes things a little bit more interesting. And like he says, he doesn't know where he's picked it up. But I mean, the guy's been back to Mexico more than once. So he's obviously picked it up on the plane. Pendejo, huh? Oh shit. Yeah. So
I think Lester's got it again. Let me take another screenshot.
you gotta get it. Gotta get it. Yeah, so
I think did you notice a strange correlation between like us mentioning like MI6
and then all of a sudden, yeah. 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 So I mean, so this year has been a year of hardly any movie releases. Like talking about MI6 and James Bond. I think James Bond is supposed to be coming out on the 12th of November. And then the new Top Gun is supposed to be coming when? When's the new Top Gun coming out? Is it December? Oh, they were supposed to drop it in June. So let's see here. Top Gun 2. Oh, you shitting me. Now they're saying that it's going to be... Let me check this. Is this correct? It can't be correct. Yeah, they're saying Top Gun Maverick, the 2nd of July, 2021. You are kidding me. Yeah, when will Top Gun Maverick be released? Let's see here. The sequel was originally set to release on July the 12th, 2019, before it was hit by the delay of a whole year. Things are looking up, though, after the date was moved forward slightly to... See, it was originally supposed to be released on the 12th of July, 2019. Then it was delayed for a whole year, and things were looking up, and then it was going to be released on the 24th of June, 2020. However, the sequel was hit by another delay until the 23rd of December 2020, and that wasn't the end, as Paramount has now pushed the sequel back to the 2nd of July, 2021. Oh my God. That is so shit. No. Well, I mean, it's so funny that here in South Africa, you can actually go to the cinema, you know, under our lockdown level 3 version 5 or whatever you want to call it. I mean, we can actually go to the cinemas to watch movies, but what movies are they showing at the cinemas? Okay, I'll Google. Let me go to Ster-Kinnie Core. Let's see what's on a Ster-Kinnie Core at the moment. I was trying to see when James Bond is going to be released. New time for No Time to Die. They're not really saying 20th of November. The 12th of November in the UK and the 20th of November in the US. That's for the new... Okay, so that's coming soon. Okay, let's see what's on at the cinemas. Let's see me. I'm going to go to Cresto.
I'm back.
Are you back?
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, what happened?
You know how we were talking about the heat of tires and delineation?
Yeah.
And my iPhone went.
It's too hot.
Itself off because it's too hot.
I often get that when I'm riding, if I use my phone on my motorcycle as my GPS, that it gets like super hot in the sun, and then Leicester's frozen again. Oleg.
Yeah.
We need to take a
I'm with
screenshot
you.
there quickly.
I think this is a really cool one.
This must be the best screenshot ever. Even though we can still hear Lester.
Can we do a collage like after episode 20 or something?
Yeah, on episode 20, I'm going to do, so that'll be next Saturday. I will have a video montage of Lester and his Skype faces. So on the movie side,
Yeah.
I looked at Cresta, and apparently they are showing nothing at the moment.
How is that possible?
So I'm assuming that they closed.
Really?
Yeah.
I think New Metro is the same because I basically tried to check out what's showing in the Hyde Park and then, they're just showing what's coming soon.
Yeah. So, what's coming soon? Kill or be killed. Silence is not enough. The sky is on fire. He can happen to anyone. Everyone has demons. He works alone, she doesn't care. Loyal, brave, and true. Jeez, man.
I've never heard of these movies.
Yeah. Wonder Woman's coming. Yeah. Anyway, it looks like there are no shows on at the go at the moment. I thought the cinemas were open. Nothing showing. Yeah, there you go. So I don't know if you heard it, Lester, but Top Gun was supposed to be released in December. It's now been pushed out to July 2021. It's a bummer. Yeah, that is a bummer. I must admit, because
That is hectic.
Yeah. Anyway, so last year, talking about cinemas, last year I went to go watch Metallica release their, what they call their S&M 2. And then it was a live concert that they recorded. They did it over 2 evenings in San Francisco. I think it was August last year or October last year. And then they have the San Francisco Symphonic Orchestra or orchestra, whatever they call themselves. And, then they play with Metallica. And then they had the 2 live shows, and then they recorded it, and then they released it, and then played it in the cinemas around the world. And now at the end of August, they are releasing the actual DVD and the box set and all that kind of stuff.
That is so cool.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Is it from their performance with Philadelphia's Philharmonic Orchestra?
Yeah, it's the San Francisco Orchestra, whatever they call it.
San Francisco one.
Yeah, the San Francisco one.
Yeah, that is so cool. It's like it's one of my all-time favorite albums. I think the sound on that is amazing.
Yeah. Well, talking about sound, my surround sound system at home is packed up.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's had a good run. I think I bought that thing in. Geez, I'm trying to think now. I must have bought it like 14, 15 years ago. So it had a 15-year run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
So what are you considering? Are you considering an upgrade, or are you considering like?
Dude. I mean, I don't.
Just chilling.
I don't feel like spending money now.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move.
And I mean, the thing, I mean, if I wanted to buy a system, it's going to probably cost me 150 grand. So.
Yeah.
Is Lester stuck again? No, he's moving.
No,
he blinked.
He
blinked.
He blinked. Yeah.
I'm not tempting fate by actually. Oh no, I've just done it. Talking.
So you reckon that if you don't talk, then your Skype doesn't glitch?
Actually, no. I think it's data analytics. If I have an opinion on something, it just goes.
If you mention MI5 or something.
Don't do that.
Oh, sorry. MIX.
Yeah.
He's stuck now. Look there. Oh, look.
Can't be stuck.
Confirm.
No, I'm not stuck.
No, he's not stuck. No, I can see him. I can see him.
He glitched for a moment. Look, he's stuck again. He's stuck again. Check. Don't mention MIX.
No, you just stop.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I was looking at the movie.
So jokes aside, Lester. But like, do you guys? I thought that United Kingdom, like, for real, United Kingdom has the best secret service in the world, and apparently it's run by Russians.
That's hectic. Is that a true story, or is that like?
Is it a true story?
Is it a true story?
Of course not. I wouldn't know. Besides, I can't talk about it with my security clearance. We don't talk about these comments.
Oh, don't you? Shit.
I don't know. Did you guys see that? I just, since Lester mentioned that MIX, I remember that that case where one of the Russian spies got there was an attempt on his life in UK, and they managed to identify the guys that came after him with some radioactive substance and stuff like that. And then they came out with a story that they were visiting architectural landmarks in somewhere in Salisbury or something.
Salisbury, yeah.
Yeah, I actually watched the interview with them. I actually watched the interview with them, like, in Russian. It was done by Russia Today, and I was like, you know what, and that they were pretending to, that you guys were pretending to be gay, but you can see, like, through and through.
Oh,
these guys
I remember that. I remember that.
These guys are from the military, and I'm like, guys, why do you do that? Like, do not put these dudes on TV. They will not be able to sell the story. You can see that these guys are not just a regular, dudes, that just, want to have some fun, And who knew about this church spire, 236-meter church spire in Salisbury? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but hang on. How many church spires of architectural importance are there in the UK? Salisbury wouldn't be on the top 50 list.
No.
You go all over the country before you go there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, that was just funny.
That's hectic, though. I mean, we've had a few of these where there's sort of war spies, Russian spies who are now living peaceful lives in the UK. They've slowly but surely been found and been taken out. So
it's hectic.
Does the Cold War actually end?
But can I tell you something? There's no such thing as a retired spy.
Exactly.
What is a retired spy?
A dead spy. It's a dead spy.
It's dead spy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. In the news headlines, it doesn't exactly say Mr. Smith has been murdered in a restaurant through radioactive materials. It is a bit suspicious. They don't say. More of a headline is, ex-Russian spy nailed in restaurant. Yeah.
So if no one knew that he was a spy before, now they all know. Yeah?
Now they all know.
They all know. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I must admit. Can you imagine being a spy? There's it's like you're never going to get out of the game.
Never.
But I wonder if
why to these guys, 20 years, 25, 30 years after they stopped being.
I don't know. They must.
Why go after them? These guys are all old and retired now.
Well, they must have something. They must have some sort of information.
I think it's a matter of principle, right? So, like with the guy that actually got knocked off in UK, the Litvienko guy, I think it was a matter of principle. I think he talked and he broke some sort of agreement that the guys hashed out with him when he left, And once he broke that agreement, they came after him and they made sure that they did him solid. So I think the whole point of poisoning with radioactive material was so he dies slow, and he knows that he's dying, and he knows that there's nothing you can do about it. And they know, obviously, that it's going to make national news, and everyone else who was ever associated,
the message has been sent. Yeah. Well, but there's been a few of them, right? Over the last 5 years, there's been a few.
Yeah.
And
mainly
they're all hideous ways of dying.
Yeah, but mainly in the UK. I mean, it's like I'm wondering, why do all the ex-Russian Soviet spies have migrated to the UK? Did you guys offer like some good retirement plans or something?
Well, there's architectural attractiveness of various church spires. I mean, you don't get that everywhere else.
Come on, the weather, man, the weather.
Yeah, our winters aren't as severe as
Siberia,
Russia, right?
Siberia.
Yeah, but if you were a spy and you wanted to retire, you could retire in Florida.
It's too hot. If you're coming from cold climates, you can't handle that heat.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's not about the weather. It's about the architectural.
But I mean, like when the ex-SS Nazi guys made a gap, they didn't go to the UK. They went to South America, man.
They went to South America because they knew what the good life was. Argentina, Chile,
Yes, Costa Rica.
Well, wasn't it that they found one in the US? I mean, the last place you're going to look is on your doorstep, right? You always look further afield.
Yeah.
So he's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Almost like he was living right next to United Nations.
I think the one was in New York, actually.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. I wonder, I suppose all those Nazi guys are now, even if they got away, they're all dead now, right? I would imagine.
Well, they're so old they don't know they're alive.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Nice.
I mean, just picture this. There's a Nazi guy, SS. He's in some South American country. Let's say he had lots of money, so he's well set up and everything, and he gets Alzheimer's or dementia or something. And then he's sitting in some care home or something like that, and now he starts remembering stuff from, the 40s or whatever, and he starts telling all these fucking stories. I wonder if anyone would believe him and just say, fuck, he's lost his marbles.
Yeah.
I think nobody would believe you. Like once you go to Alzheimer's, your credibility goes out of the window.
Yeah, I suppose. But I suppose that's when you don't have the ability to check yourself before you say something as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But then is it worthwhile going through and prosecuting these guys?
Jeez, I don't know.
I don't think they'll ever put them. I don't think they'll put them in jail. I think it's just a symbolic gesture. I mean, you're gonna put this 90-year-old guy in jail. How long is he gonna live? Maybe a year or 2 years, or 2 years.
Yeah.
But I think from symbolic gesture perspective, depending on which guys. Obviously, the guys that ran away did some bad stuff. So.
Yeah, that's not forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
It's an interesting dilemma. Glad I don't have to make those decisions.
Yeah.
So, guys, what's the plans for the weekend?
I'm gonna go for a walk.
You're gonna go for a walk?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk. I need to get out of the house.
Yeah, when last were you out of the house?
Too long. I didn't get out of the house this week.
Didn't you?
You don't have any specific timing that you have to be out, like you had between 6 and 9 in the morning.
We have a curfew, so we got a curfew of about 9 o'clock.
PM?
9 p.m., yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, I mean, who's actually worrying about? I think people have just now forgotten about these rules now. Don't you think?
Yeah. To the large extent, I think everyone's just tired.
So, I mean, just talking about the lockdown and that stuff, you see that now all of a sudden now they're saying that they want to, again, the conversation about adjusting the legal drinking age. They want it to be 21. Did you see that?
Why? What's the difference?
You know, because it's the same thing as well. You know, it's like because of the, you know, the fact that people are drinking and, you know, like now when they let the alcohol ban, when they lifted the alcohol ban during lockdown, all of a sudden there were a lot more vehicle accidents and there were a lot more people in the ER for alcohol-related injuries, you know, fights, whatever it might be. Now they're saying that they want to move the legal drinking age up to 21. And I'm like, those really aren't the people that are the problem. It's the people that are been drinking, you know, I don't know. What do you think?
For the last 10 years. Well,
and it won't stop the underage drinkers.
No, it doesn't stop them drinking.
It doesn't solve anything.
No, I know. I suppose it doesn't. I suppose, like, you almost get the sense that, you know, like, when we come out of this, you still won't be able to buy cigarettes and you still won't be able to buy alcohol. You know, like, you get the sense that I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I would like almost feel like there's this draconian sort of thing happening, and that you know, they've used this as an excuse to deal with a problem that they've always wanted to deal with, and now this is their reason. And, you know, like, afterwards they would say, oh, look at the stats, you know, with us not selling alcohol. Look at how the violence.
Look how much tax revenues we've lost.
Oh, well, yeah, well, geez, dude, did you see now they're starting to come up with they're coming up with these new fancy taxes. Okay. They want amusement tax. Amusement tax. So, I mean, what the fuck is amusement tax?
Have fun without paying a tax.
I mean, what is that?
What is amusement tax?
So, like, when you go to the cinema, that you're going to have to, and then they want to leisure tax as well. So what does that mean? That every time you go to a hotel or something, there's going to be a tax on that. What the fuck?
So you tax for sleeping?
God, you know, I'll tell you what, and it's purely because they just don't manage the tax revenues that they have already. They don't manage those things properly, in my opinion.
It's going to hurt tourism as well when that comes back.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, I suppose local tourism it would, but international tourism, like when you come from the UK to South Africa, I mean, with the exchange rate as it is, I mean, it's a fucking joke to come to South Africa on holiday.
You say that. I mean, it's still a long way to fly, so the flights are expensive. But actually, you know, I was looking into planning a trip to SA next year.
You know, to come watch the rugby.
Last weekend. So the hotels and all that, if I'm searching from a UK browser, so, you know, I don't get the cheap stuff. Right?
Yeah.
I only get, and it's pretty much paying what I would in the UK for hotels.
Change the VPN.
Yeah. But just the usual travel companies that we buy our holiday packages from. It's all expensive. It's not as cheap as you think for us.
Okay.
And then you think, well, go to the game reserve, fine. Yeah, what are the options for us? They don't say, oh, you can just drive around the Kruger Park, you'll be fine. No.
You have to.
You got to go to some private game
Exactly.
reserve, and then suddenly it's like, what is it, about £500 a day? It's like, what? No, it's not cheap, man. Unless you know what you're doing, what you're looking for, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm always flabbergasted. I don't go back to SA that often, but when I go back, I just see the price of stuff and how it skyrockets. You know, like a can of Coke or a Spur burger, you know, these kind of things that I remember in my mind, because I left so long ago, it was that price.
Yes.
It was price X.
Yeah.
Now it's like X times 50.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you compare it to
Inflation rate is so high for so long.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you went to
inflation rate is what, 1 to 2% every year.
Yeah. But if you went to the pub and you order a normal beer that's produced. What? I mean,
bottle of beer, right?
sorry.
So carry on.
Yeah, no, just like a normal beer, not a bottled beer, not a craft beer, not a whatever. Beer in the bottle, let's say a Heineken. How much are you paying?
I wouldn't buy a bottle of
No, but I mean, do you know what the cost of getting a Heineken in the pub is? In a bottle.
Okay, so, and it does vary across Europe, but I would say London aside, because London's always a bit more premium. If I was buying a bottle, it's probably £4 or £3.50 for a bottle, because people generally go with pints, which is probably £4 to £5.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the current exchange rate now? So you said how many pounds? Like 350.
4 to 5.
For a pint. Okay, a bottle would be slightly cheaper.
Okay, so what would a bottle be? You said 350. I mean,
You look at the exchange.
oh, you're getting all hooked up there, Lester, with your Skype. The MIX is not liking your conversation at the moment.
Come in.
No, he's talking about the price of the British beer.
Yeah, I know.
That's a national key point.
Is that classified information?
Classified information.
Yeah. So Lester, try that again.
So like a pint in the UK, right? If you know what we accept what Lester's saying, £4 for a pint, right?
But a pint,
That's
what is a
about
pint?
90 rand.
What's that in volume?
I'll tell you now.
Is that 350 or 500?
A pint is approximately 470 milliliters.
470.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a draft that we would have here, which was 500 mils. Okay, and can you remember how much we were paying? Not for a craft beer, for a normal beer. So like a Heineken draft or whatever.
I think you pay about 25 or 30.
Yeah, I had 35 in my mind because a normal beer you're paying almost $30 for a bottle now.
Yeah.
$30 a bottle. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that work out in real money?
What do you mean real money?
It's just like
What's the
£1.5.
exchange rate?
It's like £1.5.
Okay, so that is way cheaper, but okay, so
So
content-wise.
And how much? Okay.
It's still cheaper.
And what are you paying for a burger and chips there?
Burger and chips, like at a pub, would be £6.
$6. Okay, so yeah, we're probably paying about just on about $100. So it's slightly more expensive on that sense. I mean, UK. It's not much.
What is the exchange rate?
It's 22 rand to
22.
a pound.
Okay.
Yeah, 22 and a half actually. Yeah, so
I mean, the steaks tend to be good value there because meat here is very expensive and obviously better quality. $30 for a bottle of beer. Jeez,
yeah. Look, I mean, for a craft beer, you're paying about 45 rand, but that's a 500 ml draft of whatever craft beer you're having. So I don't know what craft beer goes for in the UK.
Yeah, slightly more than by pint. Yeah, it's probably about £6.
Okay, so that's also about $134, dude.
Yeah.
134 rand.
That's ridiculous.
No, is that right? $6?
Yeah.
Is that right?
But that's mostly taxes,
Yeah.
It's mostly taxes.
That doesn't matter. You still got to pay it.
It's still good. Yeah.
Tax or not.
It's on that, but that's a leisure activity, drinking beer in a bar.
Yeah, so,
Or
yeah.
a pub. So you've got to pay tax
Yes.
on that. It's leisurely. It's entertaining.
Not to mention the
You
VAT.
must be penalised every which way.
The VAT that you've got to pay.
All right, what's your VAT rate?
15%.
20%.
No, what, in the UK?
Yeah.
20%.
Except I heard yesterday that they've reduced it to 10%. But I didn't notice that in the pub, so...
I didn't notice that in the pub.
I mean,
so the
I'm
guy...
still just fork out. Here you go. Here's a plastic card. Just charge me.
Yeah. So you probably find that the pub owner is taking the other 10%, putting it in his pocket. Keep the price the same.
Well, they've suffered with lockdown, so, they've got to make their money back somehow.
Well, I mean, like I told you, when I went to go get my beard cut, it cost me twice as much as it normally costs me. Do you know the price has gone up by 100%? Yeah. But I mean, understandably so, because you're the only person in the barber shop when they're cutting your beard.
What kind of service is this? You got the whole place to yourself.
Yeah.
It's a personal service.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's a leisure tax on that as well.
Yes. Chops. Chops. Anyway, guys. Right. So, what am I going to do for the weekend? I've got work to do. Fuck.
No, dude, don't say that.
Yeah,
don't
I have.
Say that.
I have.
No, don't do that, man. You need to take a break. Otherwise, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah. Sleep when you're dead, dude. Edge. Live on it.
Are you like one of those guys, live on the edge, die young, leave a better looking corpse?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's not Microsoft Edge.
Microsoft Edge. Oh, shit. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, guys.
I'm having a barbecue. It's another 26-degree sunny day. I'm going to meet up with some mates this afternoon. Mm-hmm. One of them is his birthday. We're coming back for a little shindig at my place with a bride.
Yeah.
And a few beers. Yeah, I've got a nice day planned.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It sounds like it's a solid 9.
It's a solid 9.
Yeah, it's a solid 9 today. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
It'll all change. I think we've peaked. I think it just goes downhill from here the closer we get to autumn.
Yeah. Oh, well, guys.
And I'm free to go outside whenever I want.
Don't forget, don't you have to wear a mask?
Do anything. Just wear a mask.
Yeah.
Wear a mask.
Don't forget to wear your condom on your face.
Did I send you guys the US, the clip of all the US, the mask debate?
Yes.
Did I send
that was pretty funny.
It's crazy.
Snigger.
Anyway, guys, let's call it. We'll catch you next time.
All right, laters, man.
Cheers, boys. Don't forget, next week is episode 20.
We're heading towards an anniversary.
Of what kind? Anyway, cheers, guys.